1317 Sports presents the Get It Off Your Chest podcast, sponsored by no one.
I'm driving my car and I'm like, I think I'm in like Huntersville somewhere. And that's like a nice little area in North Carolina. So I'm driving my car on these little tiny roads, and everybody is getting a phone call, about like who made the team or whatnot. And
Right.
so, I'm waiting on the phone. I'm waiting like on the phone, but I'm also like, mind you, I forgot to say this. On my audition tape or application, I gave them my old number.
Yeah.
So they never had my new number.
Whoa.
If I made it, I wouldn't have known.
How would you even find out? Correct.
How would I even
Wow.
So I'm driving in the car and everybody is finding out they made the team. And so something said, check your DMs on my Instagram. And I get a DM and it says, hey, call me. I didn't know who this woman was. I knew this was the coach, but I'm like, did I do something wrong?
Right.
So she said, call me. So I said, okay, cool, no problem. So I called her and she said, hey, I've been trying to reach you. Mind you, I'm literally driving. I'm driving in the car and I passed this church and she said, hey, what are you doing? And I said, oh, I'm driving, just working or whatever. So she said, well, can you pull over? So I said, okay, fine. So I pull over inside the church. Mind you, there's people standing outside, but I just didn't pay them no attention.
Right.
And they were literally like, she said, well, I just want to say congratulations. You made the team. And then I just get out of the car. I just started jumping up and down. And the people at the church was looking at me. They're like, what's going on? But I'm not even focused on them. I'm just so happy to hear the news.
Right.
I ended up just getting back in the car and I just drove off. And I think I ended up calling my grandmother. I called my mom. I called everybody. And then that was pretty much it.
Wow. And so you against all odds, Justine, against all odds, you're getting off the couch. 6 years you haven't danced. You haven't danced in 6 years.
No.
You try out for the Charlotte Bobcats 4 years prior. You say, I'm gonna take a leap. I'm just gonna, you know what? F it. I'm gonna try out. I'm gonna try out for the Panthers, for the Top Cat. And so you go in. The thing about all your whole story, is the thing that I admire about you the most is your courage. And your courage is throughout your life. Is phenomenal. And it's your, again, the difference with a lot of people, is their fear, the fear factor of hearing the word no. And it seems like that if that didn't do anything for you, it did nothing but motivate you. You're like, what's the worst they can say is no. So you get this phone call, and you said, I missed this. Is this from Sean DeLay? Did you get the phone call?
Yeah. So we all get the phone call from the person the coach.
Yes.
I know every organization is different. Some of them get the phone call from like the assistant or whatnot, and then some people get it from whoever. But yeah, we got the phone call from her because I didn't know that she, the judges make the official, like who they want on the team.
Right.
But say she just goes to the audition process and stuff like that. So she don't really have a say, but then she does have a say. She do and she don't. So when she called me, I remember just hearing her almost kind of chuckle up, getting emotional because she was just like, oh my gosh, honestly, if it wasn't for her and all the people part of the organization taking a leap of faith in me, I don't even think I would be in the situation. But also too, I'm a damn good dancer.
Yeah.
Oh,
right.
If you ever get an opportunity to talk to my grandmother or my mom, they could tell you I don't
All
play.
right, I listen. I'm gonna tell you this. I read enough about you, and in regards to this conversation that we've had thus far, from just you being able to go to get just for you to be able to get slapped by Debbie Allen. Hey, listen, you must be somebody good, you know.
And but also too, I mean, I ain't gonna lie. Like I was a child who had this,
Yeah,
had a
yeah,
mouth on me. So too, I think it was just like, just again growing up and moving out there and being exposed to a lot, and then like coming back, and then just like you said, I had that ego.
yeah, 100%,
What's that
100%.
song by Kelly Rowland? Is it from from Beyonce? I got a big ego.
Yeah, ego, right? You can't. Yeah, you came back from California with a little bit of bouginess, being bougie,
Is
and
I'm here driving around in Mercedes and getting
yeah,
dropped off, with
yeah,
my back road. I'm like, oh shit, like this is like I'm living a dream. But again, that's not that was my reality, but that
right,
wasn't who I was. That was just like
right,
a significant part in my life,
right.
that just so happened I also happened to be, a part of. But
That's
yeah,
right.
made the
Yeah,
team.
yep.
And I have host. This is the meat and potatoes that you
There
want
we
to
go.
listen to.
There we go. Here we go.
So here is the legendary post. So after audition, so this was like I think I found out around like 12 o'clock. She let us
Mhm.
know around like 11 or 12 ish, because that way we could all just do our thing and yada yada yada. After that, I write a post on Instagram, and I
Mhm.
just said, like cats out of the bag.
Yep.
I made.
I read about this. Yep.
And so, I think I just said, I want to thank X, Y, and Z for giving me the opportunity to do what I love to do. And this is just a lesson learned to, for every girl and boy who feel like they are different, that you can conquer all if you just keep your mind set on the prize, and you don't let anyone interfere in the goals and the level of success that you're trying to get to. I wrote that
Mhm.
in my post just to kind of sum it up.
Right.
And the next day, my Instagram goes from 1,000 followers to now 5,000,
Wow.
now 6,000, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I'm like, what in the world going on with this?
Wow.
I'm
Wow.
like an instant sensation. But not thinking about this, I didn't know that that also too, in that same breath, I got a phone call from the Huff Post. And I'm on the phone with this lady, and I don't hear her writing anything. Like, how like sometimes like you can hear somebody like writing stuff or doing.
100%. Yep. Yep.
I didn't know that she was writing something about me so she can write an article,
Wow.
put it out. So I guess when she wrote this article, she put it out there, and then that's when
That's
you
when
know
you start
the
getting
world found out.
right.
People from Australia, Africa, Ghana, Nigeria,
Wow.
Lagos,
Wow.
Johannesburg, Canada, England, Germany, all these different people from around the
The
world
oh,
messaging me, just saying, "Oh my gosh, like you're so courageous, like, like how did you do it?" And I'm having so many parents of kids who are either trans or whatnot, just saying congratulations, for, you just going after your dreams, and you're not letting anybody, and you're not
yep.
letting your gender
Yep.
affect who you are. But when there's success and happiness and joy, comes hate.
Yeah, of course. Of course. And I'm sure you've had your fair share, and I'm not, I won't be surprised if we get some for doing this. But if at the end of the day, I'm gonna tell you this.
Somebody would try you.
I'm telling you. Listen. But that does nothing but for me, but to let me know that you know what, if you watching and you are able to leave a comment, guess what, you watching, and so you watching me, and um you getting all this love and some hate, but you're getting a lot of love and from all over the world, and
All
you just didn't even, and you was like, all I'm doing is just going, I'm just chasing my dream, and
this
you hadn't even, and Justine, You
Yeah.
hadn't, and you had yet to even do a game yet. You just telling people you made it. Like that even,
Like, hey, I'm here. And
yeah.
you know, what's those little, I don't know. Are you like a fan of clowns?
I look, man, the movie It.
Sure.
What
As you
is
got
it?
older.
Oh yeah, as I got older for sure.
So you know those clown, like they're in the box and like they pop out.
Oh yeah, the Jack in the Boxes.
I was like a jack in the box.
Ah,
I was never in the closet.
yes, right,
That's to sum it up. I was never
right.
in the closet. I just needed to become, what is it? A caterpillar becomes a butterfly.
Yep,
I was a caterpillar that just needed to blossom into a butterfly. And that's
yep,
literally how my life, transcended into this universe,
yeah,
have you. But yeah, like, so much love. I mean, it's like just the amount of love and
yep.
so much support from the people from the Carolinas, because people don't know, like, I just didn't wake up and say, oh, like, like one day I want to do this. Like, I'm from here, baby. Like, you can't tell me shit.
Right.
From this city. This is my city. I was
City.
born and raised here, honey. Like,
Yep.
so this was my moment that I made for myself, and I'm proud of myself for getting, getting
For
but
for
also,
accomplishing what
oh,
for accomplishing what you've accomplished. It's something to what you've done thus far in your life, in your young 32 years of living. You've paved roads. You've made ways, right? You've shown the way for some people. And it all comes, again, it comes from what I've been saying this whole conversation, Justine. Your undeniable courage. Your willingness to put yourself out there and to sacrifice yourself, per se, to all that comes with it,
right.
right?
And it's at that. It's funny
Yeah,
that you said, I don't mean to cut you off.
no, you're good.
I appreciate you, even doing this, because I felt like, like I'm about to, hopefully, I have trials this weekend. So fingers crossed for me.
Go,
Um,
fingers are crossed.
I will be hopefully going into my fourth season.
Oh,
But I felt like, my story was being lost. I felt like not enough. So my first year, everybody wanted to get an interview with me.
yeah,
E
yeah.
News, Inside Edition, all these different big name organizations are trying to reach out to me. And I'm only allowed to do certain interviews. I'm not allowed to do all of them. I'm only allowed to do some. So at this point, these news outlets are like, okay, well, you know what? The organization is not reaching out. I don't have anybody representing me. So we're just gonna come up with something and then whatever. So my second year, I ended up getting an agent, but by this time, nobody wants to hear from me,
Mm-hmm.
because I felt like I should have been that ticket my
Yep.
first year. I
Mm-hmm.
should have been embracing that my first year. And
Correct.
my stepdad, he always told me, like, you should have been on a whole different level than what I am now.
Mm-hmm.
Looking
100%.
back, I appreciate him for saying that, because my stepdad, he's, I call him my dad.
Yeah.
He's from Miami, Florida. He's from the streets. Like,
Mm-hmm.
he about that money, he about that paper.
Right.
So too, he know game.
Yep.
And he always, instilled in me, you have to watch how people move. You have to zone in what's going on.
Yep.
So, and he's hard on me, because he knows that, like, I'm so nice. I'm so, like, I mean, I'm very gullible.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, like, I felt like my story was being lost.
Yep.
And that's why I appreciate you and the people who are still reaching out to me and wanting to work with me, because, like, I know that my journey is not over, especially now, being that there, I hate to talk about politics, but we have a president who is trying to eliminate trans people from even doing sports. Like, are you crazy? Like, you're taking away something from someone, but I'm at the front line. I should be, you know what I'm saying? Like, nationwide having a conversation about this.
Right.
Doing it
Right.
on a big platform,
Correct.
you know, and I'm not
Yeah.
trying to sound selfish, but it's like, I have a right. Hell, I work my ass
Yep.
off. I'm 3
Yep.
years in,
Yep.
trying to get to 4, you know?
Correct. Correct. Yeah,
So
and it is.
it's like, come on now, it pains me to just sit back. I'm sitting back.
Yep.
I want to be out here working. I want to be out here not to
Advocating.
talk about my story, but to also enlighten,
Yep.
you know, the youth that is coming behind me.
Mhm.
Like you
Yep.
said, you know, I'm inspiring so many, you know, so many kids, you
Yep.
know, to do the same. And it's like, how can I do that if I'm not
If you don't,
you know,
if you
having the
don't get the
opportunity to do it?
opportunity. Yep. And that's one of the reasons, when it comes to the 1317 Sports
Yeah.
presents the Get Off Your Chest podcast. This is a platform, and this is a young channel. I have a young platform. I'm a young, as far as I've only been doing this since February, since the Super Bowl, so
Wow.
right, only since the Super Bowl, which was in February. And that's exactly what this is one of the reasons behind this show. It is and that's what I love about the world we live in. You don't need you don't need publications. You don't need networks. You don't need the newspapers. Like, nobody even reads those things. What you need is what we're doing right now, because then what you can do is you can share this on all your platforms, from your X to from Twitter X to Facebook, if you IG to TikTok. you
Absolutely.
can and you have this for forever, so you can share your message on from this platform for what we're doing, and of course just add on to it as you continue to move forward when it comes to your journey. And so again, man, your story, Justine, is and I know we didn't get a chance to hit on everything, but from you being able to become an NFL cheerleader, and you're doing this, and young in regular world, Justine, but when it comes to the athletic world, you're doing this in the latter years of your 20s, 30s, in your early 30s, your late 20s, early 30s, and you, against all odds, coming getting off the couch and dance, and then just trying to discover who you are, and then finding who you are, then meeting people along the way to help you and guide you to build up the confidence and the motivation to accept who you are, so you can become what you are and who you are moving forward and beyond. And that's the story. That's the journey, right? And then to be able to make it, I got to ask you,
Yeah.
you after get in this call now, you get in it, you're on the team, now you're going to practice and all this stuff, you're building this camaraderie with your sisters.
Yeah.
How did it feel when you first stepped on to
Ugh.
that NFL field to do your first routine?
I knew you was gonna ask that question.
How did it feel?
It's like, when I say the feeling, it's so exhilarating. I Again, it's such a like a moment in time that I would never be able to like forget.
Mm,
You know, I was young, I was in the stand. So
yeah.
now here I am on the field walking out, bald head and all. Um, Mind you, it's 98 degrees outside. So with
Yeah, yeah.
the south, you know,
Oh yeah.
it's humid.
I'm in Georgia. I know.
Just like to see um to see the crowd. It was like
Oh my.
72,000 people. Was like so crazy. Like, oh my God, it was so crazy. Like the weeks like leading up to that, it was like so like I felt like my heart pumping. It didn't really set in until we all were like in a line and we were just all going out at the same time. And I was just like, and we were doing our little intro going out on the field before we did player intros. And that was
Yeah.
what, like, we were like, doing a little dance to introduce the players.
Yeah.
Uh, I couldn't see my family up in the stand, but I knew like they were there.
You know what section we're in. For
Yes,
sure. Yeah.
I knew what section they were in. I felt my sister's presence from the heavens above. like it's over me. Just
And we didn't
telling
even talk.
how
We didn't
she.
even get to talk, and we didn't get to talk about that. This
No,
is and this is your Pocahontas.
no. This is no.
Oh no no, I got it. Your sister had the
I
tragically
her name
lost her.
is Shelby. Her name is Shelby.
Shelby. There we go. Shelby. Your sister that tragically lost her life in a horrific act from a individual in Miami. And
It
so
was.
yeah, so you can feel so you
It
can
was
feel
literally.
her.
I just felt so much joy that I finally made it. Like here it is.
Oh my goodness.
And it just felt so good. Like I just saw so much blue, and I don't even remember the other team who was playing. We could have been playing damn Eagles for all I care. I don't know. We was just number one. We was so hot.
Yep.
Number one, that field
Yeah.
we dancing on turf, so that
Yep. Put together.
like lava.
Yep.
Our feet are burning up. Like
Mhm.
like we're wearing boots, so like they're
Yep. Oh my goodness.
crazy. And we wearing these little 2-piece little outfits trying to be cute. And I'm just like, just smiling and just enjoying the moment, basking in the moment that I made it, on this big field.
Wow.
But it was so good. It was so good. I
Oh
had so
my.
much help from the alumni. The alumni really played a huge role in making sure that the rookies, because I was a rookie, and
Yeah.
about 9 of us who came on the team at that time. So I was a team of 30 at my
Wow.
first year, and then my second year it went down to 25.
Okay.
But yeah, my rookie class, we all huddled and we was just like together, and I remember like we all just cried like happy tears
Right.
as we all worked so hard to get to this
To this
place.
point, yeah.
It was just
100%.
like we all went into our separate corners because during the game we all are rotating, so I was probably starting like on the southeast,
Mm-hmm.
which is like on the player side. I'm down here. In the second quarter I go to maybe like northeast or whatever.
Right.
So
Right.
we're always moving, and then we're also dancing throughout this whole entire time, so we're not just standing there just how you doing, jumping up and
Mm-hmm.
down doing toe touches all day. No, we're literally
Right.
dancing.
Moving.
You hear the music play, baby. We over here dancing. We like
Right. Yep.
doing everything.
100%.
And don't let the DJ play Migos, because honey, I'm thinking I'm in the club. I'm doing all the things, but I have to condone myself. Remember, like, oh my God, okay, I'm in this uniform, and I'm just like, okay, let me just condone myself. But really, I
Uh-huh.
want to I want to
Yeah,
get
gonna
down.
get loose. Yeah.
I can't do that. So, but no,
Yeah.
it was so much fun. It was so much.
Oh
Fun.
my
I feel like
goodness.
you get that feeling every year you're on a team. Like
Yep.
every year you're on a team, you get that feeling.
Yeah. It's I mean you it is it's like it's no different than being a player and getting getting yourself ready to go out there and to do your job and to try to win and try to have victory and
Yeah.
what you've
And
been
that's
practicing.
literally how it was. Like
Yeah.
it was so crazy. And then like a few like I think it was like a few weeks of preparing, like because we were going through summer camp.
Hmm.
50 Cent the rapper had made a post. Because I was all on the shade room, I was on everything.
Yeah.
50 Cent made a post, and because he had me on his Instagram, but then he took me off because he saw that I guess it was like a lot of people that was hating. But and
Yeah.
I have the post of like what he wrote. I thought he was trying to be smart because this is around the time when 50 Cent was just posting stuff on Instagram or
Trolling. There's trolling people.
trolling and making smart ass comments. So um I told him, I said, "Hey, mom, do you think like he was being smart?" And she was like, "No, I don't think he was, but I think he was like, I think he said something like, it's about time um the NFL, did something
Hmm.
like this,
Hmm.
something of that magnitude."
Yeah.
And then under his comment that he wrote, I just saw a whole bunch of gunshots
Wow.
from you know the black community. And
Mm.
I'm just like, you can't even sit up here and be happy for someone who who is black,
Yep.
but you want to sit up here, you rather sit up here and say that I'm an abomination. But yet, when they had, you know, what's that man on, I'll say this, when we going through, police brutality, you
Hmm.
want all this people you want the community to rally around you.
As a whole, yeah.
Sit up here and rally behind, whatever, regardless if you don't care about it. You don't have to go in the comments and talk negativity.
No, 100%.
Are you crazy? I'm doing while you sitting at home on the couch every Sunday watching the football game, like watching the game. I'm out there on the field.
Right.
But it's 100%. Like, why you can't show me some love and support?
Yep, 100%.
But then if the roles are reversed, and like, the white man is pointing the gun at you, all that stuff. So it's like, to me, I feel like, damned if I do, damned if I don't,
Right. And it kind of, like you say, that's one of your reason why behind one of your famous catchphrase.
Yeah.
When they go low, you go high, and it is, and you also, you had said this as we're wrapping this up. You said when it comes to in one of your interviews, and I can't remember what source it was in, but you said so many people think about the sexuality of transgender, and they don't even think about the person, the human.
Yeah.
And it's like, you get your mind, and that's true. And like, get your mind out first and foremost, get your mind out the gutter all the time. Yeah. All right. Second of all, when it comes to a person or a person, place, a thing that you don't like, that you ain't paying their bills, and they ain't affecting you to pay your bills, why you got to go out your way to, like, I like to drink, me personally, I like to drink a lot of water. If some people don't like to drink water, it don't mean that I'm gonna go after you because you, or a better example, I like to drink Publix, grocery store in the South, Publix soda opposed to Coca-Cola. And you drink Coca-Cola? I can't. You just should be. Why do I care about that? If we spend more time on ourselves and the families that we are around and the friends that we're around to try to better ourselves and our friendship and our communities, like, then you won't have, and working, you won't have no time to be going to hate on other people.
For it. And that's the thing. And I'm glad that you said that people think about the sexual aspect of it instead of, like, just being a human being, because, I'm not shading the women who were not given opportunities like jobs and stuff, or education. So they had to go for the easy route or the hard route, which is escorting us and prostituting. So I'm not discrediting what they had to go through, because at that time, that's all they could do.
Yeah.
But now that we're in this world and like we're in a different time, I'm trying to change the narrative as, like, to how people are looking at trans people.
Yeah. You just hit it.
Because why I want to sit up here and sell my body for $20, baby. If you want some of this Kit Kat, baby, you gonna have to pay more money than that. And that's anybody. I don't care if you, like, man, woman, it don't matter.
Right.
I'm not doing that, and I'm not trying to. That's not what I'm trying to go for. So it's like, what y'all mad because I'm not out here selling my body?
Right.
Well, too bad. Maybe if you go out here and suit up and get knocked around a couple of times, then maybe you'll have a different perspective, because you don't know my journey.
Yep.
You don't know what I went through. So why are you even opening up your mouth and saying anything slick to me? So, it's just, I get so sensitive about this because it's like, I don't like when people talk about things they don't know. Instead of you commenting on something because of the ignorance someone else is trying to get some publicity off of, come to the source. I came to you because I was like, first of all, I saw some people I saw you interviewed someone, and I was like, this would be really nice.
Yeah.
Reach out to you. But also too, I'm not gonna lie, I thought you were one of those type of guys who be like, oh hell, I'm not finna talk to no trans girl. I'm not finna I'm not like that. And I had to tell myself, I have to tell myself, everybody is not like that. Everybody did not grow up ignorant. So I had to also teach myself, because sometimes I have to, I put my foot in my mouth a lot of times, because I prejudge some people sometimes.
Yep.
Instead of giving them the benefit of the doubt, but also too, I can't judge your upbringing. You get what I'm saying?
Correct.
I can only respect it, and vice versa.
Yep.
So
100%.
I'm
100%.
just
And the
happy
crazy.
that you were able to do this because honestly, you and I want people to understand this. You are a straight man. You are comfortable in your own damn skin. Does it? This,
100%.
how does this interview shouldn't? I don't want nobody in this comment saying, "Oh, he's less of a man because he's talking to a trans woman." That ain't got shit to do with
Nope.
nothing, honey. You
Absolutely.
want to make something out of nothing, honey. You are a man. You are happily married. Okay,
Yep.
you got your own thing going on.
Kid.
I
And
can't
that,
say I
and I,
reached
and I,
out to you.
yep. And I tell you this, and I told you this over the phone. Like the most exciting people that in my household about this, this conversation that we ended up scheduling was my wife and my daughter. My daughter's in, she's a pre-med, student. She's a pre-med going to med school to become a heart surgeon.
Oh my
And one of the best people in this world. That's one of
God.
the best people. And I'm not just saying that because she's my daughter. She just you got to know her. And then my wife, she gets it from my wife.
Mm,
And then of course it hit close to home because
yeah.
my little sister's, she's trans. Our relationship wasn't, we lost touch with our relationship. It had nothing to do with her sexuality. It had everything to do with just being, disrespectful to my mama, like, and my family. Like, I don't care. And but again, she was going through, and you guys are around the same age. If I'm like, you're like around the same, if not, she's 1 year older than you are.
Okay.
And so, yeah. So, isn't she was born in, Camille was
I was
born in
born
19.
92.
She was born in 92. Y'all the same age.
Okay,
So y'all
okay,
the
okay.
same age. Yeah. Her birthday's in, she was born in 92. Her birthday's in July 31st. That's her
Mine is
birthday.
September 19th. So
Yeah. So y'all, you same age. You were. And so it touched a little, it touched close to home. And it also, it opened I was enlightened in the conversation because, like, as I explained to you in our conversation over the phone, it was a lot of things that I was curious about. Right.
yeah.
And so that's how, as you see me like going back, hold on, wait, Justine, let's talk about, let's stop right. Because what my sister was going through,
Mm-hmm.
I I was also trying to just survive through life. I have a family and,
Yeah.
daughter that was, in school. And so um it just it gave me this opportunity. And
Mm,
this is what this was for me. This was a great opportunity for me
yeah.
because it's my little sister when she was Ricky, she she was confused. She was acting out because
Mm,
she obviously didn't know and she was going
right.
through,
Right.
right? And
Yeah.
so I, I just was like, hey, I don't care what you do. You just can't talk. You can't call my mama no bitch. I
You
don't care
sound
what you do.
And you sound like my brother because I never went that. I never went that. I never went that far now because I know I was gonna get hit with this. But no, like I was acting out. Like when I tell you, like your story hits home for me and vice versa because I was the same way. My brother is you and my brother around the same age,
Yeah.
and we were so like apart, but not in that type of way. He was just older than me. So he
Yes.
like
You
stuff
just
into the house because he was the only person that could take care, make sure that we was all straight. So he had his own thing going on, but he also made sure like my brother is so chill. And I feel like you and him are like the exact same. You chill, you stay out the way, you don't bother
yeah.
nobody. But when you riled up, then you like, oh
Yeah,
hell,
that's it. That's it. That's it. You ain't lying. That's the
yeah,
truth.
so it's like my brother, he's the like when I say y'all are so much alike, and so
That's
he never had to worry about me being disrespectful. But I did have those moments of like with my mom, like we would argue and stuff like that. And I guess it's just because I didn't know what I was going through. I was just
right.
it was an adolescent stage,
Correct.
We
Correct.
just trying to
Correct.
figure out who we are. Yeah,
Yep, we've all been there. Hey, listen, if you've
absolutely.
gone through if you've gone through puberty, you've been there. So wrapping up this conversation, Justine, this unbelievable conversation, and I don't even have to ask you in regards to you're not a cheerleader because you're not a NFL cheerleader for the money. It's you got to be doing it for the passion. I'll tell you that.
Money, and I
And
think a lot of NFL cheerleaders from Dallas done said it best on many networks and interviews. We're not making no money. We're doing this for the joy, the happiness that it brings us.
Absolutely.
We had
You're
the
doing it
opportunity to get like thousands of dollars. I would quit my job.
100%.
And that's one of the beautiful things about our job is that we are allowed to have, like, you could be a stay-at-home mom, you could be a housewife,
Right.
you could
Right.
be a doctor, you could be a nurse. I was on a team with the lawyer, school
Yep.
teachers.
Yep.
Right now I have the only guy on the team. His name is Tyrese. He's a school teacher. And
Wow.
I just have so many different. I know
Wow.
people on this team with me who are literally doing their own thing, but we all come together under one roof because this is what we all enjoy to do. So it's not for the money. But this is audition season for y'all. So good luck. I love y'all. Stay true to you. Learn your history about the organization and also NFL because
That's
you
it.
will get questioned. So
That's it. And Justine, I will tell you this. You actually answered the last question I was going to ask you. And I was going to ask you, what would you say to someone who has aspirations of becoming an NFL cheerleader or dancer? You just you've hit it. And I just want to add to it. Don't be afraid. Don't take no for an answer. Right. This woman right here is a primary example of that, and she continues to break barriers. She continues to fight for her voice and fight for your voice. Justine, this has been phenomenal. We are at 3 hours and 8 minutes. Now, when it comes to any type of resources that you would like to share, maybe you want to put it out there for yourself. Is there anything that you would like to so I can put it up and I can share it when I do all the edits?
yeah, I mean, you can. I mean, I will share it on every platform from everything, but I'm gonna share it with my family, my friends, and just like everybody that I know. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna send it, send this whole thing to some connections out here.
Oh yeah, 100. Hey, listen, 100%. For me, like I'm fine with that. But I'm talking about, and I appreciate that. But I'm talking about any type of awareness websites or anybody you're working with when it comes to resources for for the LGBTQA community. Like, is there anything that any resources out there that you want to shout out to to utilize?
I would like to shout out Time Out Youth out here in North Carolina. You all are doing amazing things. I know right now you all are, that organization in particular, are being pushed up against the wall because of certain leaders are trying to take it out. But you are strong, you're resilient, you're going to work it out. Also to Transcend Charlotte, the LGBTQIA Chamber of Commerce. Charlotte Black Chamber of Commerce. Shout out to y'all. Keep fighting the fight. Keep exploring and educating a lot of us within the community because we are still learning each and every day. And I just appreciate y'all support, your endless support throughout my journey, and so many that are coming up behind me. So yeah, shout out to you all, and that's all I really know. Because like I said, out here it's not a lot of resources,
Right, 100%.
and we're gonna use that. So
Yeah, 100%. Well, listen, Justine, I can't tell you, I can't continue, I can't say it enough how much I appreciate you, taking the time out to join us on this show. And again, so you can share your story, your journey to not only uplift, but not only motivate, but also to educate in order to elevate the listener, the viewer, for young to old and people alike. You are an athlete. You are a phenomenal athlete. You're great at what you do. You are a trained athlete who's been taught at the highest level. You are one of the most courageous individuals that I have come across in my lifetime. And I just thank you. I thank you. I applaud you for everything that you've done and everything that you're going to do beyond this point. Ladies and gentlemen, the bold, the courageous Justine Lindsay.
We can do some. Bro, keep talking that shit, you just might move some. Apply that